Earlier this year, I added a Divevolk Seatouch 4 Max to my iPhone underwater housing collection, and it has quickly become the primary housing I use. That said, I've done a few things to improve how I use it every day, and thought I might share some of those things here. While the Divevolk Seatouch does have an adapter for lenses and filters, its design curiously doesn't match well to the variety of shots divers come across within a single dive. It's not uncommon to want to shoot an expansive reefscape, and then capture the detail of a small artichoke coral in the same reef. Unfortunately, Divevolk's adapter only lets divers add one wet lens or filter at a time. It would be great if smartphone underwater housing manufacturers followed Backscatter's flip filter model, which lets divers switch between two filters or lenses. But none of them do. So we got a bit creative. We purchased two adapters and separated them with stainless steel washers so they don't touch each other. We also had to replace the attachment screw with a longer one to accommodate both adapters and the washers. The result is a workable option that allows the flexibility to enhance color or magnification depending on the subject matter. The housing comes with a thin plastic cover to protect the touch-sensitive membrane from scratches, but it could easily blow away on a boat or at a windy shore dive location, and it could get dislodged by other cameras in a shared rinse bucket. They also sell a thicker cover that protects the front window as well, but that can be hard to put on and take off when using a tray. So we reached out to a local dive shop back home, and they made us this. It's big enough to cover the entire housing, complete with a tray and our double lens adapters. It has a large Velcro flap that won't come off unintentionally, and a nice D-ring. Together, those allow us to keep the cover on, from rig assembly all the way into the water, where we take it off and attach it to our BCD for safekeeping. When the dive ends, we put it back on before leaving the water, maximizing protection against accidental scratches from sand, floating debris, or even other cameras. Finally, we found switching lenses through the membrane a bit difficult, because the default button size on the camera app was rather small. If you don't hit the button squarely, the magnification dial appears, and while you can use that to switch lenses, it takes more time. And if you don't let go just right, you may be adding a digital aspect to your zoom. That said, you can increase the size of those buttons by 35%. To do this, go to Settings, Accessibility, Per App Settings, and add the camera app. Once added, tap the larger text option and then move the scale all the way to the right. This not only increases the button sizes, but the various camera mode options as well, which makes selecting any of those much easier through the membrane. Note you can easily come back to this menu and change it back if you prefer the normal text and button sizes when the phone is not in the Divevolk housing. So, how did you like our first gear-related video? Let us know in the comment section below. While you're down there, that subscription button looks pretty inviting, doesn't it? Thanks! Smiley face.